Good morning, guys. What's going on? I hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. We're going to talk about Bitcoin today. Bitcoin just passed another record, y'all. Bitcoin just did it again. Bitcoin has now reached 51,000. I believe it was $51,700 or something like that. And that's a big deal. We're gonna talk about that right now on the Black Financial Channel. So go ahead and get comfortable and buckle up your seatbelt. We're gonna get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Yeah, so what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. I'm telling you, Bitcoin is killing it. It is killing it, and I think that you might want to pay attention. Bitcoin just crossed the $51,000 mark. How many of you own Bitcoin? Give me a yes or no if you own any Bitcoin. I'd be curious to know how many Bitcoin owners there are in the group. Let me see. I'm going to look here in the chat. What's up, Dante and Blair and BJ? He says altcoins are going up. Yeah. I mean, right now, in the crypto space, that's a pretty easy space to make money. It's pretty easy to make money in crypto. It's kind of like I always compare it to shooting fish in a barrel. I've never shot fish, especially not in a barrel. But there's a first time for everything. So basically, right now, Bitcoin, from what I read this morning, has hit about 51,000. I'm going to actually pull up an article here. Let me see here, so I can kind of give you some details on it, and also some of the risks that people are referring to when they talk about Bitcoin. Everything is not pretty in terms of what the analysts are saying. But, I'll tell you the big debate with Bitcoin right now, especially after it hit that 50,000 mark, is this a bubble? Is this what they call speculation? Or is there something fundamental and real about this price increase? Well, the funny thing about bubbles, and bubbles are, these things where the price goes out of control and it's much higher than what you're used to. The thing about bubbles is that prices are relative. Prices can feel high, they can feel low. It really comes down to what you're used to. It's like, I look at our 10-year-old and I say, my God, you've grown up. You've evolved so much. You're so much older and more mature than you were, 3 years ago. But she's 10, right? She's 10. 10-year-olds aren't mature. 10-year-olds, she cries because it's snowing outside, or when she fights with her sister, they'll fight to the death over, who took the last scoop of ice cream or whatever. So she's 10. So she's a little girl, right? We know this, right? We know that she's a little girl, but she's much bigger than she was 5 years ago. So Bitcoin is maybe a little bit like my daughter, where, you're like, wow, you've grown up so much. You're so tall now, but she's 10, right? And she's going to get taller. So a lot of times this comes down to faith and what you think is really happening here. If you look at the 10-year-old and you think, well, you're really only supposed to be 5 feet tall. You're never supposed to, or 4 foot, let's say 4'5", then she's going to look like a giant, right? So if you think that Bitcoin is only worth $1,000 or $5,000 or it's worth nothing, then that price of 51,000 looks insane. It looks like, holy crap, that's ridiculous. Who would pay that much for that commodity? But if you look at Bitcoin in terms of what you believe it's going to be, what many experts believe it's going to be, then that price looks incredibly, incredibly low. That is a super low price. 51,000 is bargain basement prices relative to the levels that some analysts are predicting Bitcoin will rise to in the future. Let me tell you why I tend to be in the believer category in terms of believing that Bitcoin can do amazing things. The demand is really high for Bitcoin right now, especially amongst established, respected institutions and wealthy investors. Bitcoin, as it breaks 51,000, which is a new record, everybody's excited about that. That's a big deal. I look at it, it's like when the Dow broke 1,000. When the Dow broke 1,000, everyone thought, oh my God, this is so high. This is ridiculous. How could you stay that high? And then it goes to 5,000 and people are like, holy crap. Oh my Lord, this is 5 times higher than 1,000. It can never stay this high. then it goes to 10,000, and then it goes to 15, and then 20, and then 25, and then 30. And now you're kind of used to it. Now you've gotten used to watching the 10-year-old grow, and now you watch it go from 10 to 12 to 15 to 20. And now you're just like, you know what? I understand that I don't know what I thought I knew, right? The first step to knowledge is accepting the fact that you don't know very much. You don't know nothing, right? You know absolutely nothing about what Bitcoin is going to be 4, 5, 6, 10 years from now. You have no idea you have about as much of an idea of what the year 2030 is going to look like for Bitcoin as you knew about 2021 back in 2011. In 2011, you never would have predicted all the things that have happened since that time. In fact, you never would have predicted that, Donald Trump would become president of the United States. I mean, who would have predicted that? Nobody saw that coming. So here's my point. Here's where I'm going with this. I think with Bitcoin, the institutional investor demand is radically high. I think with Bitcoin, you have people that are doing a couple of things. You have a supply demand issue. People want Bitcoin. But people don't want to sell it as quick as people want it. There are people that have Bitcoin that have said, you know what, I'm going to just pull it off the market, put it over here to the side. I'm going to check on my Bitcoin in about 5 years. You can't buy it. It's not for sale, right? It's not for sale. In order for a transaction to occur, somebody must agree to sell it to you at that price. A lot of Bitcoin is gone. Like people are not even, they're like, I'm not even going to think about selling this until the year 2030, right? So you have a lot of demand, a restricted supply, a lot of institutional support. Major corporations, respected corporations are now jumping into this network. So Bitcoin has become the Clubhouse of cryptocurrency. Last night I did something on Clubhouse. By the way, I sometimes I do these random late night conversations on all kinds of ridiculous stuff on Clubhouse. So if you want to follow me on Clubhouse, you can go to Dr. Boyce Watkins. Feel free to look me up. I'm also on I'm on a lot of platforms. I'm on Twitch also. If you're into gaming and stuff, I do a lot of different things. I'm not a one trick pony, I guess. And anyway, so Bitcoin is the Clubhouse of cryptocurrency in my view, because you think about Clubhouse. Why do people really like Clubhouse? I had the hardest time really, embracing Clubhouse, and I still do. I just do it because it's like, okay, I have a few thousand people that follow me. Why not jump in there and have a conversation? It's really fun. But I was like, this is actually a Zoom meeting without the video. That's pretty much what it is. Like if I really wanted to talk I had the conversation I had last night, I could have had that on Zoom, except on Zoom, we could have video and audio. I could see you and hear you. Right? On Clubhouse, I can only hear you. So why is Clubhouse, worth $1 billion? Why is Clubhouse so amazing? It's not because the idea is innovative. I mean, human beings have been talking to each other for 100,000 years, or since we learned language, right? What makes Clubhouse special is that it's a network, right? It's a network that has some degree of exclusivity, scarcity. In the beginning, they artificially created this idea that you have to be invited. It's invitation only, which therefore increases the demand. When demand goes up, the value of a commodity goes up. So demand for, the demand for Bitcoin goes up, the value of Bitcoin goes up. The exclusivity of the commodity goes up. The more exclusive it is, the more the value goes up. Bitcoin's exclusive. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins manufactured in the entire life of this currency. That's a big deal. Also, there is more Bitcoin being bought than there is even being made. So again, I compare Bitcoin to Clubhouse because it's all in the power of the network. Why is it that I can open up an exclusive club in Beverly Hills and charge people $100,000 a year to be in my club? There's nothing special about the food. It's not like the paint on my wall. My walls is better than the paint in the walls of another building. It's not. There's nothing about that space that would justify $100,000 valuation, except for the exclusivity and the demand to be in that space. So Bitcoin has an exclusivity. There's demand to be in that space. More people want it than there are people willing to sell it. That's a natural. All those signals say Bitcoin to the moon. Doesn't mean Bitcoin's not going to have volatility. I think it's definitely going to have that. But there are people that are just riding the Bronco that are like, you know what, it might go up and down or whatever. But I'm ready for that ride. You have the hodlers, God bless them, the original people that kind of made Bitcoin mainstream. I have a lot of respect for people in that crypto space. I'm talking about the computer programmers who fell in love with Bitcoin back in 2011 when Bitcoins were worth, a nickel. All those guys deserve to be millionaires and billionaires, and ladies as well. Those who were involved in the early creation and promotion of Bitcoin and crypto in general and blockchain and all that, everything happening in that space. I applaud those people, right? And if you were lucky enough to be one of those people, then you're probably very wealthy because somebody probably gave you, 8,000 Bitcoins because they wanted to buy a pair of shoes from you or something. And now you've got more, you're a billionaire or something. And there are a lot of people that are in that position. But I think also now they've got teammates like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and PayPal and MasterCard and all these big corporations that are jumping in and basically saying, we're in this with you. We're in this network with you. You created the Clubhouse. We want to join the Clubhouse. Therefore, there is value in being a part of the Clubhouse, right? So big congratulations to those of you who have invested in crypto. A lot of the altcoins are going up as well. Later on this week, if I'm not mistaken, there's a panel. I know if you're in the Black Wealth Bootcamp, we're bringing in the gentleman of crypto to answer your questions and talk to you. If you're not in the bootcamp, I'll try to get them on the podcast as well. And we're just sort of keeping up with this space. I think there's a lot here, a lot of potential here. But, think of it like an athlete. There are great athletes that have a lot of potential. They come along and they get these massive $100 million contracts. And some of them do great, things. Some of them go on to become the next Michael Jordan, the next Tom Brady, the next LeBron. And then some of them, fizzle out. So is Bitcoin going to fizzle out? It could. I'm sure that if I were to talk to my future self in the year 2031, he will probably tell me a lot of things about the world that would absolutely blow my mind. Because believe me, imagine if you could go back to talk to yourself 10 years ago, the amazing things you would tell yourself. You'd be like, oh, no, that girl, that ain't never going to work out. Oh, watch out for this. Oh, and guess who's going to win the Super Bowl? Let's go put some money on that, right? Like if you could go back and talk to yourself 10 years ago, you would probably tell yourself a bunch of things that would blow your mind. Well, your future self, if they could talk to you right now, would tell you things about the world that would absolutely blow your mind, things you would never expect. So just learn. So over time, what you should learn to expect is the unexpected. That's what I'm saying. And learn to adjust to the unexpected as it occurs, because the unexpected is always coming, period. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. By the way, if you want to see my crypto portfolio, you can go to drboycrypto.com. Just get on the email list and I'll show you a screenshot of what I bought and what I own. And it's done really well. That portfolio, woo, Lord, that thing has been making money. So feel free to take a look. If you're new to the space and not sure what to look at, I'm not telling you that that I know everything. I don't. That's why I talk to different crypto guys that we bring in. But it's done pretty well. But then again, it's not hard to make money in the crypto space right now because the momentum is all pretty positive. Okay. So also, by the way, those of you who are asking about the Black Wealth Bootcamp, there's the URLs, blackwealthbootcamp.com. We meet on Thursday, tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night we're going to actually have Lene Javette come through, and she's going to talk about how to make money with an online class. So a lot of people are making money. You see a lot of people that are online teachers now, and a lot of people that have skill. And I think that's a wonderful thing, because I think that we as Black people should be taking over the educational process anyway. Because previously what was happening is that we were going out and giving $100,000 to big white universities that didn't even want Black people on campus. They don't hire Black people. They only admit Black students when they're dribbling basketballs or whatever. They don't have a lot of respect for us, in my view. And so now you're seeing a lot of people online who are really teaching you really good, legit stuff. And maybe you're in that category. Maybe you're already teaching online, or maybe you are looking into it. So in the Black Wealth Bootcamp, that's what we're covering tonight with Lene Javette. So feel free to join us if you want to. Everything's recorded. It's a lifetime membership. The URL is blackwealthbootcamp.com. And so there you go. So that's life. That's what's going on. I hope you guys have a good day. And congratulations if you own Bitcoin. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you ask me, do I think it's too late to invest? No, I don't. I invest in crypto every single week. I buy more Bitcoin every single week. I buy more Ethereum every single week, because I'm accumulating a slow accumulation process of a big portfolio that is going to be one of the things that's going to help me become a billionaire one day. I think I will. In fact, I don't think I will. I'm good. I know how to make money. Let me just say that. I'm not bragging, but I ain't out here just talking crazy. I don't just have a PhD. I actually know how to apply the PhD. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. All right, guys. So have a good day. Hit the thumbs up button, share button, subscribe button on your way out the door, and I will talk to you later. Take care. Peace.